Obviously, the sooner the better. I'm going to begin the search today. Let me just comment on a couple of the key attributes that I looked for last time we hired a general manager, and we're going to do again. Talent evaluation is going to be key. Chemistry with Lovey, understanding of the coaches, solid character and work ethic, and a clear strategy to get us to win a championship. With that, I want you to know that in the interim, Tim Ruskell will head up our scouting operations until a new general manager is hired. And with that, I'll open it up for your questions.
And other than being able to work with Lovey, which is obviously very important, what other attributes you're looking for? And did the problems with the upper portion of the draft in recent years have something to do with this decision?
You know, obviously talent evaluation may be one of the top attributes that we need in a general manager to be successful at that. I'm not going to sit here today and start delineating every issue that didn't go right in Jerry's regime, because he did a lot right. Obviously, we want to do better in the early parts of the draft. Yesterday we finalized the decision. I told Jerry this morning. No, I would say to you that as we do every year, as the season winds down, we start looking individually at everybody's performance. So it's really been just the last few days.
Okay, well, let me have the opportunity to hire a new coordinator, or will he have to wait to get the GM?
No, that'll be Lovey's decision, and we'll move forward with that on his timetable when he wants to do it.
Okay, both Jerry and Lovey have 2 years left on their contract. Both guys are equally responsible for putting the team together. Why did you decide to fire Jerry and not Lovey?
Well, we felt that ultimately we felt that Lovey is the right head coach for this team. We like his staff that's in place, and we want to close that talent gap with our division rivals, and that's why the decision was made.
Are you concerned, Ted, that you're bringing in a general manager with a head coach already in place, as opposed to allowing GM hires head coach?
Yeah, I'm really not. Dan, I think that there's a lot of candidates out there that would be proud to work with a coach like Lovey Smith. And when they take a look at the staff he has and some of the success we've had and some of the players we have in place, I don't think it's going to be an issue at all.
You hired a search firm the last time you hired Jerry.
Right.
If you go that route, and if not, what's the difference?
I'm not going to go that route, Mike. My feeling is over the last 10, 11 years, my experience, my contacts in the league with other teams, talking to some folks internally, that I think we'll be able to handle that search and come up with the right candidate ourselves.
You mentioned that Tim Ruskell is in the interim. Are you considering him for the open general manager position as well, or can you consider?
Yeah, Sean, I'm not eliminating any candidates right now, so we'll just see where that goes. Don't have a fixed number, Cheryl. Don't have a fixed number on the number of candidates. We'll start that process now. Obviously, you've got, Tim will capably handle our scouting operations until the decision's made. But with free agency, beginning in mid-March, it's going to depend on whether there's any candidates on playoff teams as to how long it'll drag out.
Well, you say you're confident you really like the coaching staff. How much confidence do you have that Lovey's going to get the offensive coordinator right? He's now got the chance to hire his fourth offensive coordinator. If he count himself, he's on his fourth defensive coordinator. He's on a high turnover rate.
Yeah, Brad, I have a lot of confidence in Lovey. We've talked about it already today, and I think he's going to. We all learn. None of us are perfect. We all have made mistakes, and he's going to correct it. And I have complete confidence in his ability to do that.
When did he reach the decision on March? We can't talk to him today. He seemed, he didn't know where he was from yesterday.
He decided today.
Were other people involved in that decision, or did he make that on his own?
No, that was Lovey's decision. He's always had the decision-making authority on his coaching staff, and that's going to stay the same way.
This team was in the NFC Championship game last year, started out 7-3 this year.
Correct.
how much of this decision had to do with what happened after that point?
Well, again, there's a lot of factors that I really don't want to get into, all the delineation out of respect for Jerry, because he's brought a lot to this team. And look, there's a lot of factors involved. Ultimately, we look at our division and say, we need to close that talent gap, and that's what we need to do. And I think the way to do that right now is a fresh start and a new look at our team.
You mentioned different reasons, things you're looking for in the new guy. One of which is talent evaluation. That speaks for itself.
Right.
Jerry. Chemistry with Lovey and understanding the other coaches, is that an issue with Jerry?
No, not at all. No, Mike. In fact, all those characteristics I outlined, that's just a few of them, Jerry had brought those to the table as well. And we want to make sure that's, again, a characteristic that we highly value.
Considering candidates from those teams, or would you kind of, look outside of the division for your next?
But I mean, we're just beginning the search now, so we're not eliminating any candidates at all.
How much will you value experience and money on the team, and did Bill Pulling getting fired yesterday by the Colts have any impact on your decision, Jerry?
Oh, no, not at all. That decision was made before I even heard about Bill Polian's situation, so it didn't have any impact. You know what? If you talk to Lovey, and he can speak for himself, but every year, is a must-win year. And he knows that. We all know that. That's our goal. We've only been in the playoffs once in the last 5 years, and that's not acceptable. So we're expecting good things in 2012.
Has it been purpose to get some GM with previous general management experience and take somebody who's never done it?
At this point in time, I'm not eliminating anybody. I want to take a good, close look at possibilities out there, and then we'll narrow it down from there once the process gets underway.
Have success level as head coach, will we eventually have the power to decide whether the head coach stays or goes?
Yeah, the one restriction that will be placed on any candidate will be Lovey Smith's our head coach for 2012.
Will there be a structural thing that you're in the change for the committee to set up a different structure? That change lane this year. Is the new GM going to have a particular structure he's got to fit to, or will he be able to go back to the pros or the college guys, or what's the structure?
Yeah, John, in terms of structure, I'm going to let that be dictated by my discussions with individual candidates, so it doesn't have to be the same structure. We had two different structures, as you know, with Jerry. First, we had a pro and a college director, and then we had a director of player personnel. So that's totally flexible. In terms of roles between the head coach and the general manager, that's going to stay the same. The roles, the authority that Jerry had will be in place for the new general manager. Lovey's role will stay the same as well.
Is Lovey a candidate at all to have two titles? Coach, GM?
No.
Will Lovey answer to the general manager?
Yes, same structure will be in place. General manager will report to me. I report to ownership. Head coach reports to general manager. Same structure.
Are you looking for a football company, or is there a possibility a lot of teams have used their capologists to remove Cliff Stein?
I thought you were asking if I wanted to be the general manager. No, I do not. I think with an emphasis on talent evaluation, I think Mike will probably lean towards someone who has a talent evaluation background to at least some extent.
Do you anticipate keeping Cliff Stein as part of the organization?
I would like to. He's got a great reputation, but that'll be something that I'll discuss along with other individuals with all the candidates.
What do you think is the best way to break the bank to get the right guy?
Break the bank? We're going to find the right guy, and we'll do what it takes.
Will you put it on call? Will you put it on call?
I don't think it's right to comment on any specific candidates right now, but in time, as I interview different candidates, we'll let that be known once I interview.
And just your philosophy-wise, that Lovey has done a good job with the talent made available to him over the last year or two. Today's moves indicate that you agree with that he has done as good a job as possible considering there are some holes.
Well, last we're keeping Lovey as head coach. I'm proud to keep him as head coach, so I think that speaks for itself.
Is this your decision?
Yeah, it's my decision. I have support of ownership, and I'll let George speak for himself on that.
How much input will Lovey have into choosing the next general manager?
He's definitely going to obviously talk to the candidates when they come in, as will several other folks internally. The final decision will be mine.
So we'll in a different position. Will Jay Cutler be involved in the selection of the offensive coordinator position?
I'm not sure Lovey's ever had a player decide on his coaching staff. I don't think that'll change. Obviously, one of our goals, John, is our offense goes as far as Jay takes us. He's our franchise quarterback. We love what he brings to the table, and we're going to do what it takes to make him successful. That's our goal.
Ted, will you, will you franchise tag that per se if the time comes and you don't have a deal done?
Well, I expect to hopefully have a GM in place by then, and obviously, as that's been reported for a long time, Brad, that's an option we have. We'd like Matt Forte to be here long term.
He said when he was in Denver, there was a change that, coach and general manager, obviously we kind of had some issues there.
Yeah.
You mentioned Lovey, that you guys spoken to the new GM, have that understanding for you guys in terms of Jay Cutler as a player that's certainly a part of the team.
Well, I don't see bringing in a general manager that doesn't think that Jay Cutler can lead us to a championship game. Did that answer your question?
Well, the general manager said you naturally want to rebuild a little bit, naturally want to bring in some of his people. I mean, Lovey's talked about before, how much say does he have in personnel in this corner in particular with guys that have, big number contracts?
Yeah, fair question. I think ultimately I want to bring in a general manager who understands Lovey's philosophy. But in terms of not making any changes or suggesting any changes, that's probably not realistic, but we'll let that process play out and see how it goes.
Was Mike Martz's future at all an issue between Jerry and Lovey?
Not sure what you mean by that.
Obviously, Martz resigned.
That was Lovey's call. Yeah.
So Lovey fired him or he resigned? Lovey met with Mike. They had some philosophical differences and are parting other ways. It's the way to put it. Did Jerry also resign?
No.
Did the role of player evaluation in terms of character play a role in specifically talking about the Stanford instance?
Well, again, those specific instances, in that, I'll comment on that specific point, in that there was nothing in his background, so that did not play a role in the decision to change general managers, not at all.
What about the failed trade with the Ravens?
Again, I'm out of respect for Jerry, I'm not going to go through each individual item that didn't go well. Obviously, that wasn't one of our greatest moments, but overall, again, we want to get our talent level on a par so we can keep pace with our division. That's the easiest way to get to the playoffs. It's the easiest way to get to the Super Bowl.
What's the timeline for being able to get on par with the Packers?
We're going to start, well, obviously we're going to bring in a new general manager, and we intend to compete next year.
How would you characterize Jerry's level of surprise or his reaction to this?
As you know him pretty well, Dave, he took it as the professional that he is. He understood. Little surprised, but he understood, and he took it as well as anyone could.